You wake up one morning, and before your feet even hit the floor, you already feel it. That heavy, dull weight sitting right in the center of your chest. Like your body is trying to tell you something your mind refuses to accept. You are exhausted. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, the kind of tired that follows you into your dreams and greets you again when you open your eyes. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because what I am about to share with you might be the most important thing you hear this year. Burnout does not happen overnight. Nobody wakes up one day completely broken. It builds slowly, quietly, the way water erodes stone. Day after day, you give a little more than you have. You say yes when every cell in your body is screaming no. You push through the headaches, the brain fog, the irritability, the moments where you stare at your screen and cannot remember why you opened the tab. And the most dangerous part? You have been conditioned to call this normal. You have been told that exhaustion is a badge of honor, that the more you grind, the more you are worth. But that is a lie, and somewhere deep down you already know it. Here is what burnout actually costs you. Research consistently shows that people operating in chronic burnout states lose up to 40% of their cognitive function. That means decisions that should take you 10 minutes are taking 40%. Work that should feel good feels like dragging yourself through cement. Relationships suffer because you have nothing left to give after the day drains you dry. And here is the number that should stop you cold. Studies estimate that burnout-related productivity loss costs the average person months of wasted time every single year, not hours, months. Time you will never get back, spent spinning in a cycle that never had to exist. But here is the thing that nobody is talking about. The solution is not a week-long vacation. It is not a spa day. It is not quitting your job and moving somewhere quiet. Those are temporary patches on a permanent wound. The real solution is something so simple it feels almost insulting when you first hear it. Daily boundaries. That is it. Not a complicated system, not a 10-step framework. Simple, repeatable, daily boundaries that tell your nervous system it is safe to breathe again. Now, before I go deeper into exactly what those boundaries look like and how to build them in a way that actually sticks, I want to mention something. We have a program link down below in this video description, and the people who have already gone through it are getting their energy back in ways they did not think were possible anymore. They are getting hours of their day back. They are sleeping again. They are feeling like themselves again. The results are real and the spots available right now are genuinely limited, so if you have already been thinking about making a change, do not wait until you are completely empty. Go check it out now before you keep watching, and then come back here for the full breakdown. If you are the kind of person who needs to understand something completely before you take action, keep watching. This video will show you exactly why boundaries are the answer, and by the end, you will know precisely what to do. So let me paint a picture for you. Imagine somebody who has been running on empty for months. Every morning is an act of willpower just to get started. The coffee does not work like it used to. The motivation that used to come naturally is gone, replaced by a kind of quiet dread. They are not lazy. They are not weak. They have simply been pouring from a cup that never gets refilled. Sound familiar? Here's what happens inside your body during chronic burnout. Your cortisol levels, the stress hormone, stay elevated for so long that your adrenal system starts to fatigue. Your body stops distinguishing between a real emergency and an ordinary Tuesday afternoon. Everything feels urgent because your nervous system has been in survival mode for so long it forgot what calm feels like. Sleep quality drops because you cannot switch off. Focus disappears because your brain is allocating energy to managing stress rather than performing. And the cruelest part of all is that the harder you try to push through it, the worse it gets. The research on this is not soft. Studies show that people who establish clear daily boundaries around their time and energy recover from burnout in a fraction of the time compared to those who do not. We are talking about a difference measured in weeks versus months. Some of the highest performing people in demanding fields, from healthcare workers to executives to creative professionals, have reported that simple boundary practices cut their stress levels measurably within the first 2 weeks. 2 weeks, not 2 years, 2 weeks. So what does a daily boundary actually look like in real life? Let me get specific because vague advice does not change anything. The first boundary is a hard stop time. Pick a time every single day where work ends, not winds down, ends. Your brain needs to know that the day has a finish line. Without one, it stays in problem-solving mode indefinitely, burning through your reserves even when you are physically still. The moment you create that line in the sand and protect it consistently, your nervous system starts to regulate. It learns that rest is coming. It starts to conserve energy. Something as simple as deciding that work ends at a certain time every day, and then honoring that decision is more powerful than most people give it credit for. The second boundary is a digital separation window. Before you sleep and after you wake up, there is a window of time that should be entirely yours. No notifications, no emails, no other people's problems landing in your lap before you have had a chance to feel like yourself. Research on sleep quality consistently shows that even 30 minutes of screen-free time before bed meaningfully improves the depth of sleep you get. And better sleep is not just about feeling rested. Better sleep literally changes how your brain processes emotion, stress, and decision-making the next day. You show up differently, you think more clearly, you have patience you did not have the day before. The third boundary is a no list. Most people have a to-do list. Almost nobody has a to-do not list. But the people who are thriving, the ones who seem to have energy that others cannot explain, they have learned to stop doing the things that drain them without proportional return. That might be endless meetings that could be an email. That might be checking messages every 10 minutes when once an hour would do. That might be saying yes to every request that comes through because the discomfort of saying no feels worse than the cost of saying yes. Here is the truth. Every yes to something draining is a no to something that restores you. And when you are already running on empty, that trade is one you simply cannot afford. Here is where I want to stop and acknowledge something. Because I know what some of you are thinking right now. You are thinking, this sounds nice, but my situation is different. My job does not allow for hard stop times. My boss expects me to be available. My family needs me. My responsibilities do not come with a pause button. And I want to look you in the eye right now and say, I hear you. That is real. The pressure is real. The obligations are real. But here's what is also real. The version of you that is burned out is not serving any of those responsibilities well. You are not your most present self as a parent. You are not your sharpest self at work. You are not your warmest self in your relationships. The boundaries are not for you to abandon your responsibilities. They are for you to show up to them with something left inside. Pattern interrupt. Stop for 1 second. Think about the last time you felt genuinely energized. When was it? Can you even remember? If you have to think back more than a few weeks to find a moment where you felt like yourself, that is not just a bad week. That is a system that needs to change. The fourth boundary is a recovery ritual. High performers in every field, athletes, surgeons, artists, they all have rituals that signal to their brain and body that the high-intensity phase is over. A simple 10-minute walk, a breathing practice, sitting quietly without a phone in your hand. These are not luxury activities, they are neurological necessity. The data on recovery rituals shows that consistent brief recovery practices reduce the cumulative buildup of stress hormones across the week. The people who do this consistently report feeling like they have more hours in their day, not fewer. That is the paradox. Stopping actually creates more. Now let me tell you what life looks like on the other side of this, because this is the part that matters most. Imagine waking up and your first thought is not dread. Imagine your energy matching your ambition, where the things you care about actually get the best of you instead of the leftovers. Imagine finishing a day and feeling complete instead of feeling behind. Imagine your mind being quiet enough at night that sleep actually comes. Imagine looking back 6 months from now and seeing the clear line where things shifted, where you stopped bleeding energy and started building it. That is not a fantasy. That is what happens when people actually apply this. The cost of not doing this is not just professional, it is deeply personal. It is the conversations you half showed up for, the moments you were physically present but completely absent, the creative ideas that never came because your brain was too depleted to generate them. The version of yourself that the people who love you rarely get to see anymore. That cost is enormous. And unlike money, you cannot earn that time back. This is not about working less. It is about working in a way that does not cost you everything. The boundaries are not walls. They are the frame that holds your life together. We have a program in the video description below that takes everything in this video and builds it into a practical, day-by-day structure that people are using right now to get their energy back, their focus back, and their life back. The people who waited until things got worse wish they had not. The people who took action when they first felt the call did not regret it. If something in this video resonated with you deeply enough that you are still watching right now, that is not a coincidence. That is the part of you that already knows it is time. Go check out the link below. Do not overthink it. The only version of this that does not work is the one you never try.